In this video we're going to look at solving equations that involve expanding. So this first example here, we've got 3 times x minus 7, that's equal to 15. Remember, when we're solving equations or when we have equations, we must always keep both sides balanced. So whatever we do to one side of the equation, we must do to the other side of the equation. So with this first example, let's expand the left-hand side. So we get 3x minus 21, and that's equal to 15. So 3x minus 21 equals 15. We're going to add 21 to both sides. When we do that, we get 15 plus 21 is 36. And then we've got 3x equal to 36, so we'll divide both sides by 3. So in doing that, we end up with x equal to 12. And that's our final solution. Second example, again, we've got some brackets here, so we're going to expand the left-hand side. So 2 times 3x gives me 6x, plus 2 times 1 is 2, and that is equal to 11. Subtracting 2 from both sides, I end up with 6x on the left equals 9 on the right hand side, and then dividing both sides by 6, I end up with x is equal to 9 over 6. We're going to simplify that a wee bit further. 3 goes into both of those numbers there. So we end up with x being equal to 3 halves, or 3 over 2. Okay, the next couple of examples just get a little bit more trickier. Again, let's expand the left-hand side. So we end up with negative 10x minus 5, and that's equal to negative 45. Adding 5 to both sides, we end up with negative 10x equals negative 40. So adding 5 to negative 45 gives us negative 40. And then dividing both sides by negative 10. Okay, those two cancel. We're left with x is equal to 4. Okay, so the negatives cancel each other out. Negative divided by a negative gives us a positive number. 40 divided by 10 is 4. Okay, fourth example. We've got brackets on both sides of the equal sign, so we're going to expand both sides. So on the left hand side, I end up with 12x plus 12, and that is equal to, on the right hand side, I'm going to expand as well, 6x plus 42. So I want to gather my x's together, and preferably I want to have them on the left hand side of the equal sign. So what I can do here is subtract 6x from both sides. Okay, when I do that, those two cancel, and I'm left with 12x minus 6x. That gives me 6x plus 12 equals 42. Then subtracting 12 from both sides of the equal sign, I'm left with 6x is equal to 30, and then dividing both sides by 6, x is equal to 5. Okay, last equation, this would be for excellence. Again, I've got a couple of brackets, sets of brackets on both sides of the equal sign, so I'm going to expand those. But what I also have is I've got 7 minus this whole thing here. So I'm not going to do anything with the 7 yet, but I will expand this part here. Okay, so I'm just going to put a couple of lines there to show you I'm going to expand that. So I've got negative 5 times 3x. That gives me negative 15x. Then I've got negative 5. Okay, so that negative 5 times that negative 4. So negative 5 times negative 4 gives me plus 20, positive 20. Okay, and that is equal to, again, I'm going to just put some divisions there. Now, what I've got here is 3 minus 2x plus 5. So that minus, in a sense, there's an invisible 1 there. So it's like saying negative 1 times 2x plus 5. So I'm going to leave that 3 as is. So 3 minus 1 times 2x gives me minus 2x. And then negative 1 times 5 gives me minus 5. So in a sense, I'm bringing this negative into the brackets. Okay, and it just changes the signs of that 2x and the 5. Now I'm going to simplify. That minus sign there belongs to the 15x. So I'm not just going to keep it with that 15x, but you can see we've got a 7 plus 20. So that will give me 27. Just rewrite the minus 15x equals that 3 and that minus 5 can be combined together. So 3 minus 5 gives me negative 2, and then I'm just left with that minus 2x as well. Okay, gathering my x's together, I'm going to add 2x to both sides of the equal sign. So in doing so, that negative 2x will cancel with that plus 2x, and on the left hand side I have 27 minus 15x plus 2x gives me minus 13x equals negative 2. Okay, the 27, I'm going to subtract it from that side, which means I also need to subtract 27 from this side as well. So when I do that, those two cancel and I'm left with negative 13x is equal to negative 29. And then all I need to do is divide both sides by negative 13. And I end up with x is equal to, negative divided by a negative will give me a positive number, 29/13. And that's as far as I can go with that one. I could write that as a mixed number, but I think I'll just leave it as an improper fraction. So that would be my final answer.